Backlog.
Okay, so yeah, we're just talking about like phase 4 into 5. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys want to see? Because I mean, there's been buzz about the X-Men stuff, even though none of it's on the agenda.
Seems
There's been
like
buzz about a
decades
lot of
away
stuff.
now.
Well, I mean, so supposedly there's a bunch of stuff that was just announced this weekend. We're
Mhm.
on the weekend just after Comic-Con. There's a bunch of
Mhm.
stuff announced yesterday. But basically, they announced all of Phase 5, which is next year for the most part. They've announced a couple of things for Phase 6, but they haven't said everything. They're I think, gonna do a couple more things at D23. Like, what do you guys want to see for the future? I mean, obviously for me, it's the X-Men. Like, that's what I'm here for. I love the first two X-Men.
I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see Marvel cut down on the amount of TV shows that they're doing, and I want to see them make higher quality television shows and movies. I think they're doing too much right now, so much so that it has been recently announced that their their CG department, their graphics department or whatever they are called. They've been said that they've been under crunch time quite a bit, like to the point of they can't work under those conditions.
Most of the VFX studios are now turning down projects for them because their timelines are just super unrealistic.
Which is why you have things like She-Hulk looking fucking weird, and
I mean, the new trailer looked better, but it still could be better.
She still
overall.
looks so weird, especially in comparison to what we've had in the last 5 years. Like everything is just kind of like you said, they're doing way too much at one time. Which I think it's cool because there's a lot of things that people want to see, so they're trying to do all those things, but they gotta, manage it better because it's just not gonna come out as the quality as people are, used to. Like Doctor Strange had some CGI issues people didn't like.
And I think that's the biggest thing in general. Like with all the new projects they have, their quality controls out in the toilet. Like I would say that there are 2, maybe 3 shows that are consistently good episode to episode. Everything else has some good episodes. There's a lot of bad episodes, or it goes up and down.
Yeah.
And we're not even gonna talk about the CG in a lot of those shows, which is like some of the CG in Ms. Marvel was Agents of Shield level CG. Like Belt Dude. I'm like, yo, your power's what? You have a belt whip? That's so lame.
Really? Well, that's a whip sword or something like that. I think
it just looked so stupid, and I was like, man, I don't know. And I mean, I told you my concerns about Moon Knight, where I'm like, I could have fallen asleep during episodes 3 and 4 and not have lost anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
that show went to a standstill.
Filling out 6 episodes is really what the mandate that kind of I think hurts a lot of the shows. I also think that we're gonna start to head into the territory where only if you're following all of these extra product shows and stuff that you're gonna understand what's going on in the movies, which is gonna start alienating the fans. It was inevitable that it was gonna happen, but still, I think it's gonna be I went to go see No Way Home with an older gentleman that was a friend of a friend, whatever, right? He had no idea what the fuck was happening throughout the entire movie of No Way Home, which
a lot of people wouldn't. Same with Multiverse. If you hadn't seen WandaVision, good luck.
I went to see Multiverse Madness with my brother, and he's like, "Wait, what's going on? Why is Wanda doing that? And how did the multiverse you know what I mean?" I'm like, "Did you watch Loki or WandaVision?" He's like, "No." I'm not gonna sit and answer your questions the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think WandaVision and the heel turn that she does with Multiverse of Madness, I think it's too much. I don't think that. I mean, obviously she's under the spell of the Darkhold, but I don't know. It didn't imply that she was evil at the end of it, at the end of WandaVision. It just kind of implied that she unlocked her abilities, and that she was kind of studying like Doctor Strange did, right? That's what I got out of it. And then it's like, oh no, she's just reading the Darkhold and she's becoming evil because of it. And then because she became evil, I just wound up hating the character altogether. And especially with WandaVision, I hated her even more because I don't think that she's actually a sympathetic character. I don't feel bad for her at all, and I don't think that she was right to ever do anything that she did. I think she sucks as a character, actually. And maybe that's what they were aiming for. maybe that was the entire point. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. With the fact that like
My imaginary children.
yeah, Wanda, yeah, she went cuckoo.
They
She went
never
like
explain.
crazy.
They never
But
do explain.
there's like, a whole bunch of people that are like obsessed with her no matter what she does. It's like, dude, she could kill an entire like, she enslaved a whole town and she killed a whole bunch of innocent people, and people are still like, but mommy Wanda. I'm like, dude.
Well, also then you had like Spectre, who is like, yeah, but she could have killed me, and then it's like, yeah, but she didn't, and then it's like, the guy, the suit, he's actually the good guy, but but the story flips it on his head and makes it seem like the man is the bad part, which he's not. It's I think the idea is that like if they listen to that guy, then the story might have got flipped on its head. Also, the fact that Vision isn't in Multiverse of Madness in any sort of reference or form
How
does not
kids
make any
exist?
sense.
They never explained how our kids exist.
Yeah, like you'd think she'd want to go somewhere where her kids and Vision were both still like all still alive. Like
Right, there
she
was no
loves
mention
Vision.
of Vision whatsoever.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, at the end of WandaVision, you get White Vision that just disappears. Like, where the hell did he go? Like,
I
are
thought
we
he
ever
was
gonna see
gonna.
him again?
I thought he was gonna appear in the movie. He
Yeah.
just didn't. He just
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, no. I mean. So with that, what are you guys looking forward to? What do you, how should we should phrase this, August? Should we continue
Are we
with?
talking about the end of phase 5, or are we talking about phase 6? Like, are we
Should-
talking about, sorry, the end of phase 4? Like, what are we looking forward to from what we know is coming, or what are we looking forward to that hasn't been announced yet? What are you trying to say?
I think that's really like where I'm going. What do you guys think of Phase 4 as a whole? Do you like it?
I personally do. Yeah,
I think
I
it's
do.
mid.
I think it's mid.
I think it's enjoyable. A lot of the things that came from Phase 4 were enjoyable, but then there was also things that were just like, kind of watched it just like you said because you feel like you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Is with how the Marvel's going, but overall, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy a lot of the movies that were in it and the shows as well.
Hawkeye
think the movie-
sucked. Just gonna say it right now. I
Hawkeye
didn't
was
like it.
Dude,
Hawkeye was amazing.
so good.
Hawkeye was the
probably
best
the
of the
best show that
I
show.
they
did
had.
not like it. I thought it was the
the most
weakest, man.
consistent show they've
I
had.
really liked Moon Knight, but I would have to say Hawkeye was good only because I mean you finally get to see more about him. You know what I mean? You get to see more of how his character is because he was. They make the whole joke like ongoing throughout the series,
That
where Kate's like, "You
nobody
need more
cares.
branding. You need more branding." Like he needed more branding, and I think that's one of the things that people, just kind of brushed him to the side because he wasn't as popular.
It wasn't. It wasn't it wasn't just a in story reference. It was a literal reference.
Exactly.
Yeah. I loved how like his whole goal was trying to go home and be a family man.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's
all he
like,
wanted.
I try to get out, and they keep pulling me back.
The old Die Hard vibes.
I like
No,
my.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Again, another show where really a whole show that's not even about Hawkeye. It's about Kate. So
I mean, it was kind
Yeah,
of about
I
Hawkeye,
agree.
though. I think it was. I think it was like.
I
I
do
think it was like
agree.
70% about 8, but it was at least like 30% about Hawkeye.
Fair-
Maybe
I do agree that they'll like, they'll pull characters that we all know and love, and then they'll make it look like it's a solo film, but in all reality, they're kind of just like co-starring with the
Oh, it's
new
been spin-off city.
Fates.
It's been like we gotta make spin-offs, guys.
Yeah, because Echo's coming.
well, they
Yeah.
they
Oh.
well. Speaking of which, did anyone see that in She-Hulk that Daredevil is in the trailer?
Rolls in at the end.
Yeah.
New
Yep.
suit, baby.
There's
And he's got-
actually
Yeah, he's got his own series coming with 18 episodes in the first season.
Which is
That's a
crazy. That's
lot.
more than he got for Netflix. That's more than one season, a single season Netflix.
So when Kevin Feige was like, "There's only one Daredevil and it's Charlie Cox," and it's like, absolutely, and he fucking really meant it. Like he loves I mean, the Daredevil series is great. I think it's one of the best Marvel TV. Let's face it, it's one of the best
projects. It's one of the best projects.
Yes, it's one of the best projects. I mean, obviously, it needs. I mean, it didn't have the budget. I don't think that the current Marvel TV shows have. But I mean, I'm interested to see what they do. Does anybody even care about Echo? Like, I mean, did anybody think that she was a good character at all, or?
She was interesting, but like I wasn't like I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting a spin-off series for her. If anything,
I wasn't. No one
you would
was.
expect something for Kate, if at the very least. But
what do you mean? She has her TV show. It's called Hawkeye.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. Well, maybe we'll get a spinoff about Hawkeye. I'd love to know more about that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Hell
Kate
yeah.
eventually takes the name of Hawkeye. Like they share the name,
Yeah.
so it would still make sense.
Yeah, all it is just a point like other Marvel shows is just to introduce new characters or to hand off the torch, like supposedly She-Hulk is going to be.
And I mean, that's honestly been the biggest part about Phase 4 is that like I don't mind you introducing new characters, but like you have to tell me a good story while you're doing it. And I feel like a lot of their properties just did it. There were a couple that did. There were a couple that did good jobs. I loved Shang-Chi. I thought all
Shang-Chi
the
and Eternals were, in my opinion,
Yeah.
super good.
I thought Eternals was really good, but it would have been better from being longer. And the only way to do that probably would have been to make it a series, or like either make a prequel series and then make the movie. Because like I felt like it took place over such a long time period, it would have been nicer to have more time with the characters. But I liked Eternals too.
Let me tell you the only reason I didn't like. I'll tell you the only reason I didn't like Shang-Chi. Aquafina.
I like Aquafina.
I know,
No, dude.
A lot of people didn't like her.
She's not fucking funny, dude. Stop trying to.
I don't find her funny in her own show, but I find her funny in other people's work.
Stop trying to pretend like Aquafina is funny. She's not, dude.
So I guess for me, I had never seen her in anything prior. So for me, she was just like a dorky side character, and I liked her. But I have heard that a lot of people don't like her in general as an actress for comedy.
Well,
as soon as
crazy whatever Asians, crazy rich Asians.
As soon as Wong appeared at the end of the movie, and he's like, Shang-Chi, we need you, and Aquafina, I was like, fuck. I was like, no.
I wanted to say something earlier, but I didn't know if it would sound so like too far-fetched. So at the ending, like the post-credit with in Shang-Chi where Wong shows up and he pulls him in the portal.
Yeah.
And they had the hologram of Hulk and his arm is in a sling, but it's Bruce actually. Bruce with his arm in a sling, and then Captain Marvel. And they're talking about some things like pulsing or whatever, like giving off like some kind of signal.
Oh,
like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So I started to think, what if that's the other bracelet, and that's how Captain Marvel ends up in Miss Marvel's room?
I honestly thought the same thing. I thought that somehow the bracelet was related to Shang-Chi's like bracelets that they have in that show. I mean, knowing Marvel, they're not even going to touch upon that again. Like,
I don't think they're related just because the powers seem different. But I mean, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they said that the rings or the 10 rings were alien technology, or they referred to it as alien technology, I think. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
They might just be pulling him in because he has some sort of like experience with magical jewelry. So
I mean, I think it's just like that one, kung fu fight against his dad. He's like, oh, well, I guess he's a professional,
Yeah, he knows everything.
I mean, he did save the world for what it's worth. He gets some points for that.
Not many people knew about it, but he did.
I mean, it seems like everyone's saving the world nowadays.
Okay, so that is also one thing that I'm excited to see. Like, when and how are they going to bring up the fact that there's literally a giant stone, like, celestial coming out of the earth now?
No one's going to bring that up.
You know what I mean? Like,
it never happened.
That didn't happen. What are you talking about? It's fake news. Yeah, no, I don't know. That one's weird. Yeah, I agree. Like, that should have thrown off the entire planet's gravity. So I'm like, the fact that it hasn't
done so much more than it did.
Hasn't brought up yet. Like, tsunamis everywhere. Like, I don't know why that hasn't been brought up yet. But whatever. That's the weird thing about these phases is like you're never sure where shit takes place in the timeline.
Like, what's the timeline?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. So how do you guys want to wrap this up, August? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so last couple things. Obviously, we have the 2 trailers that dropped, and then we'll talk quickly about the Phase 5 news. But Black Panther trailer dropped, She-Hulk trailer dropped, Quantumania teaser got leaked, and it's probably been put down now.
I'm gonna try to find it.
But I mean, what did you think? Did you guys get a chance to watch the trailers? Like, what's your opinions?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Obviously, I'm interested to see what She-Hulk does with Daredevil, and that's like the first thing I got excited about. And I want to see the relationship between She-Hulk and obviously Hulk. because I think that's actually going to be a really great and funny thing. I just think they're going to have great chemistry.
Yeah.
And I mean, really panning to the simp culture there, but
Dude.
there's going to be so many memes about that. And then I
Dude,
think
she looked like she was about to tear that pussy up. I'm just
that
saying.
pussy, yeah, for real, he's going to break it.
Alex was telling me he's into that dommy mommy shit, so
Dude,
he's
Oh
like,
no.
I'm into everything, bro. I told you, I'm into everything. No
I mean, I
fetish.
do agree. I think even
Ghost
from the
not
trailer, you
appreciated.
can see that their banter is going to be really enjoyable.
Yeah, the
They know
fourth
their
wall
audience.
breaking stuff. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that was that meme, right? Like
Yeah.
the meme of her carrying the guy is like they
Princess
know their
carrying off
audience.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that whole movie
They
looks
know
like
what
it's
they're
gonna be
doing.
hilarious. Yeah, like the scene where like he pushes her off the cliff and like she's flipping him off. Like I think
Yeah.
it might be the one of the like after it comes out, and it's even getting an extended episode count. Like it's gonna be longer than 6. So
Mm-hmm.
like I clearly they have faith in it. So like it
Mhm.
might be the best TV series when it comes out. We'll have
Like,
to
if
see.
if
Like
we can all get over, like, the crappy CGI on her everything, I think it'll be really enjoyable, probably pretty funny.
Um, and then I thought Black Panther obviously was looked very emotional and like had a
Mhm.
very emotional trailer, and they're obviously not shying away from the fact that Chadwick Boseman passed away. They showed Namor, which is pretty cool, and I'm interested to see how they tie that in. Obviously, it kind of seemed like Namor was part Wakandan somehow.
How about that? But he looks so. The weird thing to me in that trailer is that if you look closely, all of the Atlanteans are blue. He is not. So it's like, are they like A are stealing from Avatar? B, why are the other Atlanteans blue? And C, like,
Well,
is it going to be like
he's
weird with him being like normal human colors and they're being blue?
well, he's part
There's so
human.
much to go into that. Yeah,
He's also they also gave him some like interesting Aztec design for his which is strange.
all of Atlantean culture. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean it looked pretty cool. I mean it was like a very emotional, very sad trailer. I'm interested to see now. See, the real speculation of that movie is who's gonna become Black
the Black
Panther now.
Panther.
And
Yeah.
I mean I'm also interested to see how they say, like they're like, oh well, how did Black Panther die? I
Yeah.
don't know how. Like, I just could be like, well, he got cancer, stage 4, and then I don't know. Maybe I'm interested. Uh, it looks like it's going to largely play. The beginning is probably going to play around that.
Yeah, like that scene where they're all wearing white is probably a funeral, and they're just using the color contrast there. Obviously, it looked cool. I hope that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, no, I heard a bunch of kind of cool theories on how they're going to handle his death. Of course, it's terribly sad that he died. Um, the fact that they're not recasting him, I mean, I get it, just for wanting to honor
Yeah.
Chadwick, but at the same time, like losing the central character of your series is pretty big. So I
I
mean,
just I
them
don't
working
think
around it's
the
gonna be
fans would
nuts.
handle it well if they recasted him. Like, I don't think anyone would be happy about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't. I think people would be mad. So whatever route they're taking, as long as it's not recasting, I think it'll hopefully be good. I'm sure they'll, honor his character and
Oh,
the
absolutely,
actor.
absolutely. But I mean, it's weird. I don't. This is so rarely happens in big media
Mhm.
that like you kind of have to be like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I have hopes for it. But yeah, like I've heard some theories that, or not theories, but I've heard like speculation on how they handle his death. Like it would be kind of neat if it were like an assassination attempt from like Doom. That way you could set Doom up for as a big lad later. I've heard that like if they just give him cancer, that would be like a kind of a cool thing too, because it's like yeah we're heroes, but we can't fix everything.
Yeah.
I mean we kind of did just get that from Thor 4, but
Yeah, maybe they
still,
might avoid. I don't know.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm very interested to see how they handle it. I'm super interested to see who comes on as the next Black Panther, because I know there's some behind the scenes drama with Letitia Wright, the actress who plays Shuri in Marvel, and like either she wants out of her contract or she's had some disputes with them over the whole COVID thing. So yeah, I mean, I this movie has so much crazy controversy around it in terms of background stuff that I'm really interested to see it. But that trailer looked lit. The cinematography looked
Mhm.
amazing. I'm
Yeah.
super excited for it. So yeah, I mean, with that, we talked about She-Hulk. We talked about Black Panther. I don't think anyone said anything about Werewolf by Night, which I'm sure that's
it.
the movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's talked about it. Yeah. Okay, so that's coming out this year, supposedly. That's coming out in October, and no one's talked about it.
Is it a TV show?
It's going to be, I think, their version of a movie. So instead of a show, it's just going to be like one long, like 60 to 90-minute thing. It's going to be like a special, they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, essentially, I think that's how they're going to use to set up this supernatural aspect of the Marvel universe. But we don't even have a trailer for that yet, so I'll be really interested to see what they say about that because that's coming out in like 2 months, and like I haven't even seen anything about it. We don't have a logo, but and it's already been filmed, so it has to come out at some point in the near future. Like, but
I don't know if it's me or not, but it seemed like they pushed back a lot of the Phase 4 stuff to Phase 5. Like, they're like, oh, this is Phase 4 now, and this is Phase 5. But before, they were like, they showed Phase 4, and it was just everything. It really feels like everything I want to see is so far away. Like, I want to see what they do with Blade. I want to see what they do with... I want to watch the Fantastic Four, and I don't want to wait 2 years for it.
Yeah.
And
like,
wasn't
let me
Galaxy 3 supposed to be this phase, and now it's on to Phase 5? Is that
yeah, I think that sounds about right. I think they said they gave a defining end to the Phase 5 type stuff. I think this is probably gonna be like, this is probably considered like the Phase 1 of things, where they're just really world building and sort of introducing characters.
And I think that's why people aren't liking it, is because they're not used to like a complete deconstruction phase again, where like we're just setting up stuff for later.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think the movies have gotten a little stale and could be better.
Yeah.
So I think it's those two things. But yeah, I mean, Phase 4 ends at Wakanda Forever. And if you want to see the announcement list, Phase 5 was just fully announced. It starts with Quantum Mania, Ant-Man and the Wasp in February. Spring has Secret Invasion. May has Guardians of the Galaxy. Summer has Echo. I mean, it's next year, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Loki season 2 is next year. The Marvels is next year. Blade is next year. Ironheart is next year. Daredevil is next year. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which I actually kind of liked. R.I.P. House of Harkness, because I kind of liked that title better.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize they changed the name of it.
Yep. And then Captain America: New World Order, which sounds ominous.
That's a terrible name.
That sounds
the end of
intense.
the end of the phase.
Who the hell asked for the Agatha TV show? I don't think.
I think they see that people enjoy a character, and then they're like, "Well, then we should make a show about him."
Yeah, that's definitely some data-driven shit where they're like, "Well, we got this big bump when Agatha showed up, so we're gonna do more." And I'm like, "Do we need more? Really?
More
I don't think so."
scenes.
But I mean, Agatha all along was a banger, but I don't need a show, you know.
Anyway, so with that,
but yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. Like, it's one of those things where like. I think we've honestly hit the middle point of the Marvel universe, because like if they keep doing stuff the same way they're doing, it's sad to say, but I don't think another 10, 15 years people are going to want to watch superhero movies. Like unless they really start innovating, I think we've hit the point where stuff is starting to get a little bit stale and they have to be a little bit more creative. And I'll be interested to see if they can do that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still excited for what comes next. It's just I hope that like the formula doesn't become too much of a formula at this point, because like I feel like that was the biggest flaw with this phase, is that the formula did become a formula. But anything can happen. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the New Mutant stuff. I would love Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X. That's the buzz about that. And maybe like Denzel as Magneto, which it would also be interesting. Although I'm sure it'll ruffle some jimmies. But yeah, I'm just excited. Whatever happens next, I'm probably gonna watch it, even if it's good, even if it's bad.
Yo, Boobagel.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Same thing, Boobagel.
Your handle's Boobagel. All right, cool.
Everywhere.
Well, when's the next time you're streaming?
Let's see, what time is it? I might stream maybe after I get my stuff set back up. But if not, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow around 1:30.
All right. Yo, August, where can people find you, man?
Same back time, same back channel in the Backlog podcast. I'll probably do some of my own stuff eventually, but right now, too busy, too lazy, a little bit of both. But honestly, I love farming news for the podcast. That's what I enjoy right now. So I'll be here.
And you can find the backlog on obviously Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're on Twitter. I believe you can find the Backlog podcast, of course, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And with that, guys, that has been the Backlog podcast number 25. We'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Nice having you on, Boo.